Ever wonder what it takes to truly revitalize a genre? Sometimes it's not about reinventing the wheel, but about relocating it. And the opening minutes of the show Justified don't just kick off a compelling crime drama, they redefine what a neo-Western can be. The show earned a remarkable 97% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Uh, and it's clear from the start why, well, set in Kentucky, the story begins to 1,000 miles away, bathed in the sweltering heat of Miami. Uh, this unexpected setting isn't a detour, it's a statement. US F clone and F clone Marshall Raylan Givens initiates a chain of events that will send him back to his roots. But before that, he establishes a tone, a mood, and a set of rules uh, that will govern the entire series of, in less than 5 minutes, Justified captures the essence of the neo-Western creature. It's a genre that often struggles with definition, but this show proves why it's worth falling in love with radius comedy. These opening moments don't just define the show, they define a style of storytelling. The pilot, Fire in the Hole, begins not in rolling hills, but amid a gleaming Miami skyline. Raylan Givens moves with the deliberate gait of a classic gunslinger, but instead of a saloon, he approaches a rooftop pool. Uh, Tumbleweeds are replaced by sunbathers sipping cocktails. Oh, what? His target, Tommy Box, receives a 24-hour ultimatum to leave town. Their exchange feels ripped from a mid-century Western, terse, polite, and humming with tension. Raylan's words echo those of High Noon. Um, uh, Tommy laughs it off, confident in his immunity. The scene unfolds with exquisite patience. Uh, every shot, Raylan's hand brushing his holster, the sun glinting off the skyscrapers, evokes the mythic mood of an old Western duel, updated for a modern crime setting. Um, the inevitable happens, um, and the quick draw feels both timeless and new. In mere minutes, Justified demonstrates how the Western can thrive uh, outside its traditional habitat. There are no cattle drives or desert vistas, yet the moral code, the tension, and the threat scream Western Venom. It's a genre reborn under neon lights. Uh, and this opener introduces a character, but also a tradition that had been drifting for decades. It lays down the DNA of Justified itself. Uh, Raylan isn't a cowboy from another century. He's a modern lawman who acts like one of his old school justice, cool demeanor, and simmering danger collide in this single Miami showdown. By the time the credits roll, viewers know exactly what they're in for. But a neo-Western that know its roots, but it isn't afraid to rewrite the rules. The brilliance of Justified's opening lies in how seamlessly it fuses the uh, old and the new. Raylan silhouette, hat tipped low against the bright Miami sky, feels like a classic Eastwood film. But this time, the lone gunslinger is surrounded by swimsuits, sun loungers, and skyscrapers. That's the neo-Western timeless grit reinvented for a modern world. And, you know, Raylan's dialogue feels ripped from a dusty saloon, not a Florida rooftop. Um, and lines like "You tell him about the man you killed" have the rhythm of Western folklore, spoken where mobsters sip mojitos. Uh, this contrast, cowboy stoicism colliding with modern decadence, is where Justified finds its magic. And the quick draw standoff doesn't just resolve the pilot's first conflict, it declares the show's mission to explore what happens when the old code of the West meets the blurred morality of the 21st century. The opening gives audiences instant gratification and long-term intrigue. Well, media in under 5 minutes, viewers see everything that defines Raylan Givens: his calm under pressure, his belief in personal justice, and his readiness to act. They also realize he's a man who doesn't fit into the modern world of law enforcement. By the time Raylan is reassigned to Kentucky, Justified has proven its mastery of tone. The Miami sequence could have felt jarring, but instead, it elegantly bridges classic Western iconography with contemporary crime drama aesthetics. Uh, the setting might be new, but the myth feels uh, ancient. Uh, it's the kind of scene that hooks audiences instantly, um, not with spectacle, but with precision. Um, every line, every shot, every pause reminds audiences why Westerns once ruled Hollywood and why they still have something vital to say. Justified didn't just revive the Western, it redefined it for a generation. If Justified had opened in Kentucky, it might have been a completely different show. Um, uh, Dropping straight into Harlan County could have made it feel like a pastiche. Modern guns, modern cars, but the same old Southern drawl and six-shooter swagger. Instead, the Miami prologue ensured Justified announced itself as something sharper, smarter, and more self-aware. Uh, the sunny, colorful setting immediately set it apart. Westerns traditionally thrive in dusty browns and fading golds, uh, but Justified opened in a place of glass towers and turquoise pools. The brightness only made Raylan's shadow longer, his cowboy silhouette even more pronounced and stated imperative that was a desked out. And the contrast wasn't just visual, it was philosophical. The old ways no longer belonged here. And, you know, Raylan's code was out of place before the story even began. That sense of displacement became Justified's central theme. The Miami opener was the perfect way to show Raylan as a man who doesn't quite fit. Um, Not in Florida, not in Kentucky, maybe not anywhere. It's what makes his character so compelling and what keeps the series grounded. And even as it plays with like pulpy shootouts and high stakes showdowns, from a storytelling standpoint, this was a bold move. Starting with a scene that feels disconnected from the show's main setting, uh, risks confusing viewers. Um, However, in hindsight, it's what gives the show its edge. Justified isn't just about lawmen and criminals. It's about moral codes surviving in places they no longer belong in today's streaming era. That opening sequence has only aged better. Viewers deciding whether to stick around after a few minutes are instantly pulled in by a complete mini movie, tension, style, payoff, and character in under 5 minutes. For a genre like the neo-Western that's notoriously hard to pin down, Justified's opening proves that you don't need definitions. You just need great storytelling. Justified could have been uh, just another modern crime drama with uh, cowboy aesthetics. Instead, it became a masterclass in blending tradition with innovation. And this legacy all started with a rooftop in Miami. The moment the neo-Western truly came into its own, they say a cowboy is only as good as his horse. Uh, but Raylan Givens, uh, um, he clearly prefers a poolside lounge chair. With that said, thanks for watching. And until next time, I'm Made Up and Made 24 hours. Thanks for watching. Until next time.